The Kansas City Chiefs are putting the final pieces of their roster together as we got their initial practice squad. We got some new playmakers and we got some familiar faces coming back to the kingdom. So let's discuss and let's cut the chit chat and let's have some fun. Now, it may just be me, maybe it's football in the air, but I'm excited that the Kansas City Chiefs roster is officially in place and even the practice squad. We got talent all around the board and it's exciting to see. Maybe I am overexcited, but man, I live for football. I live for Kansas City Chiefs football. And the fact that we're 7 days away, a full week away from banner night, it just gives you chills and I'm so excited. But today, we're focusing on the practice squad. We're going to discuss players that won't be with the Kansas City Chiefs this year. We got some new playmakers, so of course we got to discuss that. And we brought back a lot of familiar faces onto this practice squad. So let's kick it off and let's discuss the players that won't be no longer a Kansas City Chief. And we'll start off with quarterback Shane Buechele, who was signed to the Buffalo Bills practice squad today. Now, a little bittersweet here. Now, a lot of Chiefs Kingdom is saying, oh, the Buffalo Bills just signed him to get into Andy Reid's head and learn the playbook. Now, could that be the case? Yeah, it most definitely could be. But we've seen players go to division rivals, and try to do the same exact thing. At the end of the day, you can try to pick apart Kansas City Chiefs playbook. You don't got the players, and you don't got Patrick Mahomes. So do what you can. But you're already at a disadvantage when you don't got the GOAT at quarterback. Now, just focusing on Shane Buechele, I'm happy for him. He gets another opportunity. It's kind of a tough one too, almost like exact same position. He can come in, he could try to be a backup quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. At the end of the day, I think the Kansas City Chiefs and him came to agreement to let's see what you can do outside of this scheme. Kind of like what Coach Reid and Eric Bieniemy did. So I'm happy for him. Hopefully he can get his footing, and hopefully one day he can be that QB2 in this league. But another tough loss for the Kansas City Chiefs is they lost cornerback Khalif Halassi. He was claimed by the Cleveland Browns, and he made their active roster. That is a huge kudos to him. He was an initial cut from the Kansas City Chiefs and didn't make their roster. And I know the Kansas City Chiefs were hopeful that somehow, some way, they can add him to the practice squad. The dude's just that talented. And the fact he made an active roster, I'm happy for him. He's definitely talented, and I hope to see him make plays in the NFL because I feel he can be one of those underrated cornerbacks in the league. But don't sleep on what Brett Veach does. And I feel like Brett Veach and company just got a real good grip of what's happening around the NFL, and they know what's going on. So they might have anticipated that they were going to lose Khalif Halassi, but they made a waiver claim on their own, and they claimed Indianapolis Colts cornerback Darius Rush. And I'm not going to lie to you, any player that they acquired or added to their practice squad, I don't know. But I did a little research. I got a grip of social media, and with Darius Rush, this could be a huge steal. And looking into Colts social media, a lot of the fan base was hugely disappointed that the Colts released him. It was last year's 5th round pick. He was a standout in camp and in preseason this year. Even had a pick 6, and they were surprised that he didn't make the 53-man roster. This dude fits Spags' definition of a cornerback completely. Speed, off the charts. Lengthy, off the charts. He is the perfect mold of a cornerback that Spags asked for. And I'm excited because the Kansas City Chiefs lost to Halassi, and they may have upgraded with Rush, which is rare to see at this point in the season. And it gives that cornerback depth. And it's something they need, and it's something that we basically rep and talk about a lot because we are hyped up about this secondary moving into next year because it's a lot of young dudes looking to take that sophomore jump, and we all believe they can. But we're still going to focus on the cornerback room because they added Keith Taylor, a Carolina Panther last year, and this is a solid player as well. It's a practice squad guy, so of course, not going to hype him too far up. But what I like, he's got some play time. He played in 25% of the snaps for Carolina last year. This dude has been on the field. So if he's called up, his number, he will be ready. And then switching over to the offense, they signed former Jacksonville Jaguars tight end Garrett Prince out of UAB. This dude is very athletic, and it adds depth for the Kansas City Chiefs, which could be crucial. They have Matt Bushman on their practice squad as well, but with the injury to Jordan Fortson, and right now you're running with, of course, Kelsey, Blake Bell, and Noah Gray. If an injury happens, you can call up one of these dudes. So the depth is there, and that is huge. Because one thing Prince excels in, specifically in college, he's a receiving type of guy. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for him and what he can mold to be. And then the final new face, but joining the kingdom, is a former rival himself. It is Montrell Washington. And this is a sneaky addition because something I've mentioned throughout this offseason and training camp is the Kansas City Chiefs last year. Even though they picked up in the postseason, they struggled throughout the whole regular season in special teams, specifically in the punt return game. And what Washington did last year for the Broncos, he was a main component on their kickoff and punt return. So if an injury happens to happen, they could call his number up and not lose a step. The Kansas City Chiefs added 4 pieces that, even though the practice squad, besides Darius Rush, can be able to elevate and also contribute for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, let's focus on the Kansas City Chiefs themselves, and let's focus on the practice squad. I'm just going to run off a few names, talk about them, and then go from there. You'll see a list flowing through my face right now, but guys I'm eager to have back, and some I'm even shocked to have back. 1, LaMichael Pirine. I'm happy to see you back, and I best believe he's not going to be on the practice squad for long. I could see the Kansas City Chiefs elevating him early and getting good production out of him. Same with Deneric Prince. I think this will be a redshirt year for him, the same that they did with Justin Ross. And then going into next offseason, he'll be ready and he will attack preseason hungry. I'm excited for that. They didn't bring Shane Buechele back, but they brought back Chris Oludokun, and he had a strong end to his preseason. And also, I think that's a legit quarterback 3. You never needed 3 active quarterbacks. But to have Chris Oludokun on your practice squad, I think that's a good red shirt as well. Danny Shelton, the big boy, the defensive tackle, he is back as well. I think that is crucial, and I think he's going to be someone, his number may be called up earlier than later. We talk about how slim the defensive tackle room is, and if there happens to be an injury, struggles, or if Chris Jones holds out any longer, you might need a veteran presence like Danny Shelton. And then the final piece I want to mention is Deon Bush. He's basically a safety, your special team ace who I don't see being on the practice squad for long either. That's why I love the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad, because it's just not players that is out there just training and being out there and happy to have a spot. Of course they're happy to have a spot, but these dudes are talented and they have a legit chance to be elevated up to the Kansas City Chiefs 53-man roster and also produce. And I think that's huge because you look around the league and teams struggle to find these kind of pieces, and the Kansas City Chiefs are loaded across the board. Just think how crazy that is. Like, if focus on the Broncos. The Broncos literally only have 4 active wide receivers, and the Kansas City Chiefs were struggling with 9. That's ridiculous. We're literally dealing with rich people problems. It is a good time to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and I'm excited for Banner Night and kickoff weekend. Chiefs Kingdom, with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. You let me know how you think our practice squad shaked and baked out. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you did like this video, please leave that big thumbs up. I'm taking out. Y'all take care. Peace.